Well, let's get caught up here on some things, Jerry. Why don't you tell us what you're up to?
Yeah, so we did Friday some optimizations on that search query for like searching the users. I was able to make some small improvements to it. Nothing as measurable as the chat search, but I mean it's I guess any win's a win here. Now with the chat search, I did notice another thing that was actually making the query take a really long time, and it was actually like when you would clear out your search, the query would still execute, which is honestly something that should have been handled on the front end, like adding a skip on the query.
Hmm. When you
Uh,
clear it out, meaning like you hit the search, like the search button, or what do you mean by
like when you
clear?
hit search chat, so it's that when you hit that pink chat button in the top right.
Yeah.
So when you
You mean like the plus chat, creating one?
yeah,
Okay, creating. So you start creating one. No, you haven't typed anything yet.
so you type like let's say you type the letter A and then you meant to type the letter D.
Yeah.
So you backspace. When you backspace, it actually triggers a request.
Oh, interesting.
And when you search for blank, everything comes up.
Oh, wow. So if you
So
type space anywhere, whether it's first letter or not, or
well, no,
just
it was blank. So just entirely blank.
oh, so when you hit the plus chat button,
I
'cause
don't
that's
think
blank.
the first request did, but if you like typed a letter and then
Yeah.
you backspaced it, it would fire off a request after you backspaced.
Huh.
It's really something that you can fix on the front end with a skip. However, on the back end, I just went ahead and added a check that if the input, if the search input is empty, we
Mhm.
just return an empty array, so we don't even hit the database.
I see. Ah,
I
okay.
wonder if that had any effects with maybe the performance of it. We'll find out, but I just noticed that this morning.
Yeah. Um, okay. So, oh, I haven't tested the search yet, but I mean, I'm in 72. So, Ismail, where all did the fixes get applied? Like tagging friends and photos, did that get applied too for improving on the search speed?
Yeah, that should all be part of the latest build.
Uh, what do you think about the skip that Jerry's talking about? Are you familiar with that?
On what screen again was that?
So the search chat query on the compose.
On the compose. Um, okay. When you want to like send a message to someone.
Yeah, so like when you're searching for a user or a group, that search chat query,
Mm-hmm.
we have to put a skip on if the name field is blank.
Name field is blank. Oh, okay. Yeah, simple enough.
If you type back, like if you type a letter and then go back, it was searching every record. Is that right, Jerry?
Right.
Hmm.
Because it was empty.
What was that, Ismail?
I said because it was empty.
Yeah, it was the query was timing out, but I could imagine that could have some adverse, just bad effects on the back end as well, having it run.
Mm. I mean, I can add a skip, but it also seems like it would be a good idea to add a safety measure as
I
well.
I already added the safety measure,
Okay.
so I
Okay.
mean,
Yeah.
the skip would just be an extra nice to have.
Yeah. No, I'll add that in too.
Okay. Um, and then tagging photos, friends and photos, right? That one.
Mhm. Oh,
I'm just testing it here real quick. Still a little slow, but like at least there's a loader, like so I know it's thinking. Um, if Ismail, if you went less than 300 milliseconds, like what's the risks there? Is because like it doesn't start searching for 300 milliseconds, right? A third of a second.
But what's your question?
If I type letters, the search doesn't begin for 300 milliseconds, right?
Yeah, there's a debounce. Did I add it to the compose screen? I don't remember working on it on the compose screen.
I was looking at the tag photos right now. The compose screen is a little
Oh, the
different.
tag
It has
photos. Yeah, the tag
yeah,
photos is there.
it has a skeleton loader on the compose screen. It's a little different.
Okay.
Um, Perhaps we should look at that. Like, why are we doing it in different ways? Um, Let me share my screen. I have questions. One sec. Okay, so this is tagging photos. We have the modal heart loader, some suggestions. If I start typing heart loader results, if I search here, skeleton loader and faster, um, and it never really occurred to me that we have already a very clean way of handling it with a better loader here. That's something I maybe overlooked. I guess we all did. Why aren't we just doing this? Is it and it, what? And I'm curious what the differences are here. Like, what's the difference here than what you worked on, Ismail? And maybe one is superior to the other,
Um, I think it's just a loader. So if using a loader, use a skeleton loader. So that's
but it's not just a loader. You applied different logic to it, right? Like the debounce.
well, I cleaned it up. That search, yeah, was bad. It was like kept querying every keystroke and so on. So I
Okay.
cleaned it up. But what I'm saying is, if you want it to look like this, you'll just change the loader.
Well, not just the look. I'm curious when you say cleaned it up, perhaps this search here didn't need cleaning up. Maybe it was,
I never touched this one.
I get that. I get that. What I'm asking is, how is this constructed and is it optimal? Maybe we should be using this everywhere.
I can take a look at it.
I'm really curious about that because we can't go back in time, but I hope that you didn't duplicate effort where this has been handled really well for a long time. And I'm wondering if it would have translated over everywhere and didn't need all the extra effort, but you'll have to look into it.
I mean, I still think whatever changes I made were needed there, anyways. Now I can see if this one does anything better, which would be small tweaks.
Yeah,
But
I'm sure they were needed, but I'm wondering if they were already handled here.
I'm not sure I follow your logic because the what screens I changed were really bad. They didn't have any good logic, and like the search
Yeah,
logic was bad. So I definitely improved it. Now, if
yeah.
there's anything here that I can add to help improve it more, I can look into that.
Well, I
But
guess
I
what I'm
think,
saying is maybe the logic here would have copy and pasted over essentially.
well, nothing copy paste over the way you think it would.
I know not like straight copy paste, but
Yeah.
essentially like transferable, like in a pretty straightforward way. Maybe I don't know.
Um. Again, those screen needed work regardless. So even if I was gonna apply this logic, there was already bad logic that needed to be removed and it needs to be handled in a proper way.
I see.
Um, I
So there was no escaping that they were built. Like they had to be reconstructed a little bit. But
yeah,
with this, even if this is the best approach, there was still some construction over in the other ones.
correct. You still need to kind of tweak the code to accept this method
I see.
if if you want it to be efficient. Like the way I did it was, I feel like it was kind of best practice in terms of the search.
Okay.
Uh, like the way that I saw online and AI and all that recommended it. So it was like it takes kind of the 300 millisecond delay. It doesn't cause duplicate API calls and it calls API right away. So I feel like any limitations that we would have there, it would just be how fast the backend can get us that data. So the faster the API, the sooner you would see the data. And for example, that one, if it's taking too long, that could be that the API took that long, the
I see.
backend, to
Why?
respond to you.
Okay, that's a good. I have a question then for Jerry. Jerry, why would this search take longer than the compose search for people?
What query is that, Ismail? Would it be the same query?
That's the same one for Spotlight
What's
or
it called?
Spotlight people. But let me try to find that for you. Give me a second.
Maybe user in contact by name. User contact and following. Is that it? I think this might be it. Let's see.
Okay, so this one is called.
I think this is the one I'm looking at right now.
It's called.
I think
Yes, search user contacts and following.
what it is, Ismail,
And
is
it's taking up to a second to get those results.
I see what it is. So we're looks like we're also calling suggested SOT users at that same
That gets
time.
called on the first, I think.
Yeah, because I can see. So I see that. Oh wait, hold on. No, I'm seeing that this is taking a second or so. Search the contact and following. All right. That was one of the queries I looked at yesterday. Um, Let me take another look at it. Maybe it's the parameters getting passed to it. Let's see. Contact and following. I found the logs in the country, so
I can see sometimes, yeah, it's faster than other times. And sometimes it could take up to a second, sometimes more, sometimes less.
yeah, let's see. Yeah, like of course right here. Okay. Yeah, so it's taking a couple seconds in production, whereas in QA it's taking like 400 milliseconds.
It can pick up to 900 in QA, but it does seem faster than productive.
Let's see. That's really interesting here. I just ran a query in it. Interesting. So let me make sure this is query.
While you do that, let me get a means opinion on it too, because I mean, I think you worked originally on the search screen that for the composing of the chat, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yeah.
and you reviewed Ismail's PRs. He did some work on some similar screens. Um, I didn't think about it. I guess you didn't see it either, but we probably should have pointed out last week that you've already worked on it. Did
Mm-hmm.
you apply debalance and things to like optimize it, right? Do you think there's anything that Ismail should be aware of that can carry over. And, um,
I mean, the debounce is straightforward. Like we should first like know from where the slowness is coming from. Is it like the back end or like the front end? That's easy to do, like right? Like we can see if it's the API taking a lot of
that's
time
true.
on
Yeah.
the API, or like the front end has something going on there that's stuck before
That's,
going into.
yeah, that's what they're looking into now. Okay.
And if it's front end, um, we can just revert the code before the debounce, and just to make sure like the debounce code that was just added is the code that's making it slow. That's if it's front end. And we look and we give that code another look. Maybe there's something overlooked that you would not think it would cause things slow, but it is. So yeah, that's like how you can approach it. It sounds like they're looking like from where the slowness is coming from. Then we're closer to figure out this.
Okay. Okay. Let's see what they come up with. On
So
the
I
side,
have the logs from Sentry. The Sentry is saying that it was taking like 2 or 3 seconds for your case, John, but now I didn't make any changes, and now it's doing 500 milliseconds, 600 milliseconds.
Like the API.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
So
hmm,
I just have to see what else was going on at that time.
the thing is painfully slow for me constantly, but it's fairly quick on the compose screen. So
Those
what's the difference?
are different queries.
Yeah,
I
but
mean,
what's different about them?
The Ismail, like those two screens, both of them, you added the debounce code.
No, what I guess what John is asking is why are so the reason there's difference in speed is I can almost confidently say is how the backend is responding, and as Jared said, it's taking up to 3 seconds in your case, John, sometimes. So that explains the slowness. Now, John is asking if I'm right. What's the difference between the two queries? Like they both do the same thing. Why are they different? Is that what you're asking?
Mm.
Yeah, yeah. Why are they different enough to one is super fast and one takes 3 seconds?
So the what's it called? The search chat, that query searches groups, which would be probably a smaller table than all the users. It also searches users that if they're in a chat. Um, what I do know is I tried the so I tried to apply the full text index on this user and contact query, which is what's on the tagging friends. It was slower when I tried it, and I iterated on it a few times. I really couldn't get any gains out of it other than like really refactoring the query in a way that would just make it not maintainable. Uh, One of the tougher things, which I actually think it does in the chat query too, is the phone searching by phone. Whenever you search by a phone number, that is a bit more expensive as well. But I'm looking at user and contact by name. Oh yeah, we are searching our contacts by their phone number. That was a big one.
In the
Searching by
compose screen?
actual phone number.
On the compose screen?
No, on the search on the add contacts. No, sorry, tag people.
Tag people. Okay.
Yeah, in the spotlight screen, that's that phone number search is like one of the big killers. Because what it's doing is we're adding an or, and we're searching either if the input matches the username or it matches the phone number, which you're like, well, whether or not it's a number, or, we know if we're searching a name or a number. But unfortunately, that's not easy to plug into SQL Server unless you make pretty much two separate queries where one searches the phone number and the other one doesn't. Which
Do we need that's interesting. I didn't even know you could search my phone number there. I'm doing it now.
it's the same query as The spotlight.
People Finder, right?
Sure.
But which doesn't need to be there either because there's an option for search by phone number. So I think we should, because if you go to the People Finder screen, there's QR code, there's search by name, and search by number. Um,
That would be huge if we could rip out that phone number
yeah,
and just make a separate query that looks at the phone number.
yeah.
I think that would be.
And that, so is that the root cause? There's no, let's make sure there's not other contributing
It
factors.
makes it insanely difficult to apply the um the full text optimization.
Yeah, okay. Okay, so we definitely don't need it on tagging a friend in a photo.
Mhm.
Okay, so if
It-
we, yeah,
Yeah, it would probably be better if we just like made two separate queries and one was exclusive to the add by phone number since we have that now. I
yeah,
think what we when we first did this, we didn't have that
yeah,
add by phone number button, and we just kind of put it in right there.
yep, yeah, you're right.
We have a different screen now, so we could probably decouple them.
Okay, let's do that. Will you put it on your list?
Yep.
Okay, so the front end doesn't need to do anything. But
Well,
you mentioned something about the front end needing to do something.
the front end needs. I'm going to give the front end a query that they're going to have to swap out on the add by phone,
Okay.
and then
Okay.
once they do that, then I'll.
And there's also the backspace on like the blank.
Yeah, they need to do the skip on the searches. Make sure that we don't do an empty search.
Okay. Will you send that to Ismail?
Yep. Yep.
Okay. So um the feel of it is a little bit more um it's a little better experience, I think, with the skeleton loader. Ismail, can we replace the skeleton loader, the heart loader with the skeleton loader?
Yeah, we can do that.
Okay. Okay, that'd be good. Um People Finder screen too. Might as well. Let me double check that that's also happening there. I think it is. One sec. Yeah. Well, um, no, don't worry about it on the People Finder screen. The reason being the format is different when the names appear. They're very small avatars, but the skeleton loader is like large, gray block circles, because they just have a different design. So I would say just on the tag friends, the ones you worked on with the modal. So like tag friends in a photo. Um, Let me double check my tag friends and check in too, I think. Let's see.
It's the same
Yeah, tag friends.
format.
Yeah,
Mhm.
okay. So if you do one, it'll do both.
On both those, yes. And then the People Finder, that's a different screen. When you said you don't want to do it on the People Finder,
No, because they're not, they wouldn't match in size. You'd have to make new
yeah.
new skeleton loader. So don't worry about it. It's fine over there. Okay, so that's that. Um, I feel like I had like 5 more questions around this. Jerry, do you have everything you need, like notes and messages to everybody you need to send to?
Yeah. Yeah. When yeah, for this query. Yeah.
Okay. Um, okay. There's a few little odds and ends too. I want to get to in a sec, but why don't you finish your update and then I'll go to
Me or Ismail?
that. You, Jerry. What else you got going on?
Okay. Yeah. Todd sent me a message. Or actually, let me do that. Let me do that next. Last. Sorry. Um, I was looking at the messages about in chat. Sending. It's like if you sent a chat with an image, it looked like there was something that when you would send an image, the image would sometimes disappear, or it looks like it wouldn't truly disappear. It would disappear to the person sending it, and I think that may have prompted that person to send a duplicate. Where you were saying
Right.
because they were sent at different times.
Right. Yeah. Remember, and that one user did say she thought it didn't send, so she sent it again.
Yeah, so I tried to look into that, and I figured out that when we calling create message, that the image that we're not breaking down the image metadata in the response to that query, so it looks like the image disappears for a second.
Huh.
So
Yeah.
went ahead and added the metadata extraction in that query, but not in the query, in the mutation response. So now if you send images, they shouldn't like flash or anything.
Is that right? Okay, I know Ismail was kind of plagued by that flash for a while.
I'm surprised we haven't figured that out yet. Like I'm surprised we haven't like discovered it.
Well, he thought it was a front end issue and he couldn't resolve it, but it was a back end issue this whole time.
Yeah.
Sounds like.
What are we talking about? The
You know how when you upload an image, it would like flicker.
oh yeah.
It was all back end.
Oh really?
Yeah, we weren't returning the metadata, like the multimedia metadata in the mutation response.
Oh, so now we shouldn't do that.
Well, I mean, yeah, give it a try. It's in prod now.
I can
Okay.
try it now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, test it out.
Now it may like briefly flash, but the chat won't jump. Because we're actually loading in a different image. It'd be a remote image rather a local image. So
Oh,
if anything, if we want like a more seamless fade, but,
yeah. I mean, no, still was the Flash, but I mean that one, yeah, it was expected because it's loading from local, switching over to URL.
yeah.
Mm,
So it still did it.
I mean, yes, we could. If we want to get rid of it, we can technically not load the one from the URL.
That would be
But
better, right. Load it. Maybe we load it when they come back.
um,
No,
I
if
mean,
we,
the only reason I loaded from the URL is that confirmed it got sent. Where if it didn't get sent, it would just disappear and telling the user, "Hey, it didn't go through." So that's why I kind of do it.
Say that again. If you do it because
If
if it
if
didn't
it
load, if it failed, it wouldn't be there.
yeah, it'll disappear.
I see. Um, I mean, a better way to do it would be like iMessage. When you go back to your chat, it has a red system message under it and says
We
not.
don't have that. We don't have that uh, ability to do it because we don't store everything on our local device on the on the user's local device. So if you close the app, all that is cleared.
So we wouldn't know if it was not delivered.
Well, yeah, the user wouldn't know.
Hmm. Well, okay. Well, we can't tell by who the recipient is if it was delivered to them.
Well, the thing is, it all requires us to store data on the user's device. Um, Now, during the session
Yeah.
itself, we might be able to tell, but as soon as we close the app, everything restarts in the cache. So we don't know what the user had uploaded. We don't know, like, our backend is our only source of truth at
But
that point.
yeah, but what about going the opposite direction? Instead of from the user who sent it, we go from the recipient's direction, and the backend knows if the recipient got it or not.
Yeah, but the app doesn't know that the front end said anything at this point because, again, cache is cleared.
But can't the back end send a warning?
Yeah, if we want to set it up that way, then that would require a new API.
Yeah, Jerry, tell me what you think about this hypothesis here. Um, we try and send an image from the user side, then it fails in some way. We know the recipient, the designated recipient, because that designated recipient did not get it. The backend is the source of truth there. Can the backend then tell the front end the next time the sender opens the app and goes to that chat, not anywhere else, but just once they go to that chat, underneath the image where it should have been, it would be red text like it does in iMessage that says not delivered.
I mean, it'd have to be a toll system. That would be something preferably, I would say, handled on the front end, but that's a lot. It's a lot of tracking because, like, think about it, John. If it's a network issue, let's say
Mhm.
you send it because of a network issue and the backend never gets it, how's the backend supposed to know you tried sending it? Because that's
Mm,
how it works on iMessage.
And
So
then there's the other problem that I just thought of is that
yeah.
the actual photo, you won't know what it is because the backend never uploaded it. So you, and the front end, obviously, cache is cleared. So that would
You
also
would,
be a challenge.
yeah, you wouldn't know which position in the message thread,
No, you wouldn't even know what the photo is.
but you wouldn't need to know the photo. You could just know the position because everything's in sequence, right? So you could know if you knew it was like message 100, then that's where you'd
Well, the
apply it.
photo never got uploaded to the backend.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
I see.
so how are you gonna know what the photo is?
It would be based on position, not the actual photo. But the problem Jerry said persists. So like where I don't know how you'd solve for that because if there was no internet connection, the backend wouldn't even know something was attempted. So that would be a problem. Hmm. Okay. So what's our solution now?
Well, first of all, I guess let's ask ourselves what problem are we trying to solve? Are we trying to solve this so that the photo doesn't flicker? Is that where we're going this, or are we trying to see if because that's where that started, or
Yeah.
trying to see if a message doesn't go through, and are we only trying to see multimedia or any message?
Um, not any message. Well, maybe, but let's start with the multimedia because that's where we have the biggest problems. Um, so instead of the flicker though, could it just stay like more of a gray until it's actually downloaded?
Um, yeah, but I don't know if that'll be a better or a worse user experience because you want to see what you're uploading. Um,
Hmm.
or I mean, I would like to see what I'm uploading.
Well, you can still show it, but just like an overlay on top, a gray, so you know it's not fully sent yet.
Mm, yeah, that's always an option.
If it never gets sent, the front end knows that, right? But you,
If it fails to send, yeah, the front end would be able to know as long as the user is didn't leave the chat.
so what happens if they leave the chat and they come back? Would we just leave it as a gray image, or but then we don't know. Maybe it did send successfully.
Mm, yeah, this is well. I would have to see kind of how it's all set up. Honestly, it's gonna be a little tricky to get it to work properly. That's for sure. But
Yeah.
we would have to see basically with the users in the chat, and then if the user leaves the chat, how we're gonna handle those
Yeah,
different in
you're
terms of.
right. Well, let's do this. Let's make it a task. It's not the word I'm looking for, but a focus this week. And I'm saying that because there are a lot of reports. I have some more I want to bring up. There are a lot of reports around issues of uploading multimedia. The one Jerry mentioned where the user did it twice. I'm going to bring up another one here where Tori tried to upload a 20-second video, but it was massive. It was like 100 megabytes. Um, I guess we don't have a limit on that, which we need to, various things like that. So I think because our chat is so popular and we're getting more and more people using it and more larger files and more, images and such uploaded, that again, if we're focusing inward on the project, I think that's a very important place to perfect over the coming days. So So Jerry, I'd like you to work really close with Ismail and Amin, depending on which one is working on this stuff, and let's make it a goal to really perfect the experience as best we can. I know we're not Apple, so like we don't have some of their luxuries, but let's just really do our best to strategize on how to make it almost perfectly flawless, even if stuff fails. You know, so so with that said, how come Tori was even able to try and upload 100 megabyte video? Do we have any kind of restriction on it?
What do you mean she was able to upload? Like
Like it eventually did upload after like a minute.
it could have been, do we know it was 100 megabytes? What do we
Yeah, I
know?
had her look at it. Yeah, she checked it out from the source.
Okay. So front end controls whether or not there's a like it controls whether it allows that video that large to be uploaded. However, at the same time, was it like over 100 or was it like 99 megabytes?
Like more
Like
than
what was the
99.
It was like well over 100, I think.
Mhm. I think it would probably be best to like if she
It
could
was
share.
100. Sorry, it was 197.
I think it would be best to for her to share that image. Um, if maybe if you could email someone on the front end that image that video, um, and then from there, I wonder if how they can get it in the simulator because sometimes Apple does apply automatically some conversion or downscaling. I wonder if it got downscaled or converted to something under 100 because like depending if it's an MP4 versus like Apple's what's it called I forgot what Apple's.
Oh yeah, and it was on her iPhone, so it probably was
So
like
if it got converted from the HEIC to an MP4, maybe the file size decreased. Uh,
Can we check?
is it's in Cloudinary?
Yeah.
So
What chat did you send that, Tori?
what?
Good vibes.
The Good Vibes Club.
Okay, yeah, I could find out.
Okay, it was yesterday, right?
Mhm.
Do you need a time? I can get
A time would help.
okay,
I'm just gonna be looking for everything we got uploaded in the past couple days.
okay. Okay. So maybe it did get downscaled.
That's what I'm thinking.
Okay. It looks like 10:51 Pacific,
PM,
AM.
AM. Okay. Um. Okay. So from yesterday to today, or yesterday to yesterday, I should say. I wonder if this is it. Um. This is what is this? I'm like waiting for it to load in. I bet this is it though. Is it a deer?
Yeah.
Yeah, it downscaled to 95 megabytes on the upload.
Okay. So we got our downscaling to work, but because it was so big, is that why?
It was a 4K video.
Yeah. Um, so is there anything we can do about that? I guess
Uh,
can we downscale on the way up? I guess is what.
no.
Huh.
Well, unless there's a library on the front end that can process the video, which that may have some complexities. But like there is no magic that we can do along the pipe that like the back end downscales the video and like makes it magically a smaller size.
Right.
So it would have to be something done locally app side to decrease the video size.
Are you aware of anything like that?
I feel like vaguely I've heard of some libraries, but they can take a while still. So they can take probably just as long as this would take to upload. I wonder if some apps I've seen, if you're, I don't know if Tori was on Wi-Fi or not, but I've seen some apps that like once you get over a certain threshold, maybe 20 megabytes, then it's like, hey, this is a large file. You're not on Wi-Fi. This might take a while. I've seen that too.
That'd be helpful.
Mhm. I mean, we know the network status. We can do a network check and know if we're on Wi-Fi or mobile data.
Okay. Will you add that to the list of the perfections that we'll be doing?
Okay, who you want me to send it to?
Just keep it on your list. Like we'll see who opens up capacity.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but it'll be, I want just a whole slew of improvements to be done. Um, no particular order. Just everything we can do to improve it. Obviously, I want to get our whole chat experience as good as iMessage if we can, as close as we can get it to that.
I
So, yeah.
I don't know if we did this yet. But there's the true asynchronous upload in chat. I don't know if we do that yet. That would help cut down on the times.
Mm.
Like as soon as the image is selected from the image picker, we start uploading it.
That's right. We talked about that. Slack does that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think we ever did that. Ismail, does that sound familiar?
No, I don't think we did it.
Okay. Let's add that to the list of improvements. Okay. Okay, cool. And let's just improve chat as much as we can because it's such a heavily used and structurally important component to the whole project. Um, okay. So we'll do that. And then anything else you guys can think of. I have a few other things, but what else do you have going on?
I have one last thing, and Pod sent me something he wanted to talk about, like what he said, sending somebody into a chat during onboarding or new use. He said, let's chat on stand up tomorrow about new users being navigated directly into a topic or event.
Yeah, let's talk that through again. So
Mhm.
I know we talked about it a while back. Um, I think we should start with like what we're trying to do,
Yeah.
and then see what the best way to do it is. So what we're trying to do is make an easy experience for a person going to a nightlife venue to RSVP in the app, which we're doing every night, pretty much every day of the week, and we want the user to get a super simple experience, and then the person working at the venue very simple experience to match them against their guest, like a guest list, which we have our list that they can check off of. But for the user and the club goer, when they get to the place, it's not obvious exactly where to RSVP. So um, ideally, we would send them to the event topic, and that has a few things going on with it where if there's a lot of messages in that topic, then the event itself is scrolled all the way to the top. Um, so we could do a few things. We could have, I don't know, maybe we could have it be the welcome message when they first open the chat, the way we're already doing for welcome messages, or maybe we have them the topic scroll to the top to begin with. I'm not sure how best to handle it, but ideally, we'd have something that takes them directly to the event, so they can RSVP. Like you don't have to search for the RSVP.
So it's like when they open the chat or when they open the app.
It's when so what's happening now is um, at the venue we might have some materials up to say, scan this QR code to RSVP to the event and get a free drink or free entry.
Mm-hmm.
So this is potentially a new user. Obviously, I think if I'm right, if an existing Circles user scans it, we can take them directly into a topic or an event. I'm not sure, or just takes them to the group chat,
Yeah, we've taken them into the chat.
but we can't get them to
Now,
an event or
with an
topic.
existing user, we can open them into a topic, right?
From a push notification.
Oh, from a push.
Why not from any URL?
I know we looked into it a couple weeks back. It wasn't working a few weeks ago. Did that get fixed?
Who was working on it?
I was working with Amin on it.
Hey, I mean, question.
Yeah.
Um, did we ever get it to work with if I send an invite to somebody, if they have the app, can I open them right into the topic, chat topic?
I'm trying to remember like when we worked on this. So like if you send an invite,
I
there.
sent you the link. So basically, from this link, can it open up a topic? And remember, I said there was that topic key parameter. However,
Mm,
it
yeah, we
wasn't
worked it
working.
out. Like, yeah, I remember that. That's like a 2 months ago, something like that.
Mhm.
I thought, especially so. Yeah, what's well, yeah, what about it? Yeah.
I thought we got that to work, Jerry, right? A
Um,
couple months ago.
yeah, it should be
Um,
on.
I have
What's
it from the push notifications from our like actual deep links, but not from this link that would be tied to the QR code. I mean, I'm trying it right now.
Isn't that what the universal link was supposed to accomplish?
Well, yeah, this is a universal link, and it's bringing you into the group,
Okay.
but it's not bringing you into the topic because of the topic key parameter isn't getting recognized.
we're having it as a topic key. If it's a topic key there, then it's gonna
I just sent you the link. I mean,
okay, let me look at it. There's a
And
G.
and while he looks at that, Jerry, what if that's not the only link? What if there's another one?
what do you mean if there's another one?
Like, is maybe you're looking at a link that brings you into the chat, but do we have a link that brings you into topics?
Wait, what do you mean a difference between a link that brings you to a chat or topic?
Are they structured differently?
No, well, okay. The only difference between bringing you into a chat and a topic is the topic has the topic key parameter.
Okay.
So, but the links are similar. So they both bring you into a group,
Mhm.
but the one with the topic should secondly navigate you to the topic once you're in the group. So I sent Amin one of the links that should be structured like it.
Okay.
And when you click it, it brings you into the chat it's supposed to. However, it does not navigate you to the topic secondly.
So the chat, you are already in it.
Yes.
I think this is why what's happening because we navigate only. So there's this mutation that we um we call to join the user to this group. You're trying to invite you. And once that mutation is complete, we check the response if there's a group key from that response. So I'm not sure in this case if this mutation was hit again for a user that was already joined, are we gonna get back a response
Yeah,
that's
there should be. Because this does call. Well, I don't think it calls like the full response. Well, it gives you the group key. So right now for that link, if you're in production and you click it, you open the 916 events, you get navigated to 916 area events. So what happens is the front end calls the check invite mutation and it knows what group to bring you to.
yeah, it's
So
true.
that's
So
part of the payload.
oh,
So
I see what's going on. We lately we just so it should be related to that logic that we just touched like for it was like other issue. Um I don't remember it, but Ismail fixed it. Oh yeah, if you shared it, John, when you try to share a profile, no, like you favorited. Yeah, you favorited and you were asked to create a group. And when you did that, you were not taken to the profile that you just shared. And Ismail did like a fix regarding that navigation. I think that broke it because like that logic there handle a lot of other places where we should take the user to the topic key. Like if a user coming from other places, different screens. So I think it fixed there and it's broken regressed here. I think well I will have to look into
But
it.
how do you know that it was like ever working though? Because Jerry's memory is that we never had it working. Why do you think it broke?
It's working.
It
Jerry,
worked.
like
Okay.
it never worked. Like it never took you to the topic key.
From this universal link. I
It was never because like I
Well,
work.
he's not 100% sure of that.
Mhm.
That's recollection.
Oh
Going to
yeah.
my going to my messages. I mean, let's see. Yeah, see, I sent it to you in June.
Mhm.
Yeah, the end of June, so July. But yeah, and that's kind of all we had on it.
Yeah,
Well, yeah.
I can also add. I mean, the changes I made, I just added a condition that restarts that takes it to zero.
Mhm.
So I highly doubt it would affect that specific flow because
Yeah.
of that condition. But it's always good to double check. Obviously, you never
Yeah.
need
Yeah.
to be sure.
Mm,
But yeah,
yeah. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna check the link and have my environment on, so I'm gonna see where it's breaking. Is it like in the dynamic links level that it's not triggering, or on the level on the group where it should take you to a topic? So I'll have to have it on the run and see where it breaks.
Okay. Um, but you're able to test it.
I
Right.
should I should be able to test it. Yeah, I have the link.
Okay. And okay, let me make sure. So Jerry, this link would be um it would function the way we want it to via push, via like share, like SMS, and in any way I receive it, like it should open me up to the topic.
Right now, the only way it works is via push because we use the internal. So I mean, the internal link works. So like the circles join group. What is it? I think this is it. Circles. It's like join group. NTC flat MTY topic key equals 6841. Think this is it. Yeah. Yeah, so like I think this is the link is our internal link I sent you and me. And let me check that.
Okay, so like both links, they take like they trigger a piece of the same piece of code. So
Mm-hmm.
either it's like the dynamic link or this internal link, both of them trigger the same function, and both of them. Okay, this one has invite code in the topic key, right?
Trying to see why that link I
Wait,
copied it
this is-
wrong.
yeah, like this link you just sent me, we do
Oh,
not, yeah, we do not have the topic key
wait.
extracted.
I thought that one worked. I thought we I thought I tried that and it worked and navigated because that's how chat works.
Well, from the config we have in for the dynamic link, we're not expecting a topic key for this internal link. It's not. It's not expect. We're just expecting the invite code.
So it was never configured for that?
The internal link, yes.
Wait, the internal link. So by internal link, you mean the circles slash
Yep.
join group?
Yeah. Yep.
No, it works. For the second one, I clicked I click this last one I sent,
Mm-hmm.
and this opens the app. It brings you into the UFC chat, and then it navigates you to the giveaway.
Well, let me check again.
Yeah, it,
Now it should be working. So,
it's the only difference is that this one, that the universal link, I don't believe is handling it in the same way the internal link is.
no, like they're both of them like,
Right? They should be the same thing.
yeah, both of these links they take you to the same screen. Like,
Mhm.
and there's logic there, and like it's the same. It's just like whether this is an invite code and whether this is like a group key. And from the code, I don't see how the second link is set. It should be it is working because here is it. So you send in a link that has a topic key. We go and parse that link. In the parsing function, we're not even looking for the topic key. Even if it's there, we're just gonna ignore it. We're just looking for the invite code.
Um, Let me
So
see.
I don't
Actually,
see how the topic key is being carried away. Like we're not
I
even.
wonder. I wonder if somebody deleted that topic because it's working for the UFC chat now. Let me try a new one with the SAC events chat.
Yeah, I'm like on dev.
Mhm.
So this is the latest in dev. I'm
Let
not
me
sure.
try with. Let me grab a new chat dot mess with the group key tools. I wonder. Um, I wonder if it was just somebody deleted the topic, and then that caused confusion.
In the code.
No, somebody deleted the topic from the group, and then that caused the app
Mm,
confusion to not
uh,
navigate to a topic.
okay.
Let me try that out.
Jerry, are you basing that on like a test you did recently? Or?
I just tried it with the UFC chat for the giveaway, and it worked with the universal link.
Mhm.
So that leads me to think that there was a problem with that topic, that we might have hidden that topic. Because
Which topic? Because you had a test fail recently.
I used a link from the 916 events from
Uh-huh.
like 2 months from June.
Oh,
It's possible that maybe y'all did some cleanup and removed one of those events.
very possible.
I just tried with a new topic, and actually, it works.
Okay, so it does work. Okay.
Yeah, it does
Now,
work.
what does that mean? It works anywhere, like not just push notifications?
So so if we send it in like an SMS and they have the app installed, it will send them into the topic.
Yeah.
However, for a user that uses that link to come into the group,
Uh-huh.
there's no logic on bringing them into that topic yet.
Yeah. Okay. What do we need to do for that?
Okay, let's think. We would have to track it with the invite, which is not a problem.
Okay.
How do we want them to get navigated?
Well, that's a great question. Let's talk about that for a minute. Um, what are the possibilities? So I think the ideal scenario, there's a couple ways to look at this. It's probably better that I share my screen. One sec, let me grab it. Because again, we're solving for a specific situation, but it's a common situation. So
Mhm.
it's important to solve for it. One second. Grab my screen share. Okay. So an example, this weekend, an event, um, the one in the middle that says 830 DJPD. Um, the RSVP is scrolled up here because
That's another thing I wanted to actually bring up real quick, Kid, if we could
yeah,
sidetrack for a second.
so,
I mentioned this before, but it wasn't implemented. I don't think we got talked about it. If you're in event chat,
mhm.
I believe if you just type RSVP into the chat,
Yeah, you mentioned that.
it should.
But even that, like, that's a slippery slope. Like, because if you say, I'm going to RSVP tomorrow, like, what does that, does that count? Or we just say RSVP all by itself?
There's a lot of people in, well, multiple people. I don't know if it
Well,
classifies as a
hold your
lot.
thought, because I think we can solve it with a better interface. So if the user tapped the link and came here, it's really straightforward. Problem is if they came here, it's less straightforward.
I see.
Um, Also, there's this option. This is straightforward. On this one, on my phone, because I have a large phone and I can see the entire card, but not always. Like, let me find one that was really popular a while back. This one, for instance, you cannot see the buttons without scrolling. And I think Ismail said he'll be back because I want to get his opinion on this. We ended up creating a situation inadvertently where this was a popular event, you can see. Here, the original one where it says, see how it says more in the details?
Yeah.
So if I tap more,
Mhm.
the idea being, oh, there's more.
Yeah, that's the same thing as also, I believe, just tapping the topic again and a topic selector.
Yep. Or tapping the little RSVP thing with the arrows.
Details, a few ways. Yeah.
Yeah. But none of them are like immediately obvious to a user coming in for the first time, because if we brought them here for the first time, it's still not clear to me how I RSVP because these buttons are missing.
Mhm.
So, but if we brought him here, that might be more clear. But I can't RSVP. Actually, I can here, but I wouldn't see it because I'd be way down here. So, could this be like a welcome message?
Yeah,
Uh,
almost thinking like one of those guided tutorials. Like I know we would need a Lottie for that, but like the first time you open a topic that's an event,
hmm,
I believe it would like auto open the sheet and be like, "This is an event. Here's how you RSVP."
it's not a bad idea.
Then yeah,
Uh,
would be that same logic, just knowing this is the first time you've seen an event.
yeah, ideally, it would be more intuitive, like just
So I think one thing it's sounding like is almost bringing them directly into the topic.
yeah. Okay, so if you got an invite, what, maybe you click the link from someone's Instagram, maybe someone SMS'd you, maybe we SMS'd. One way or another, you were invited to this event, and the requirement is you have to RSVP. And you could see this one. This one had a tremendous amount of RSVPs. That's incredible. 437 people RSVP'd. So a lot of people did figure it out, but a lot don't. And if the requirement is you must RSVP, I forgot my position. Um, that's a separate thing. But if the requirement is you must RSVP, we want them to click the link and get right into that area, which would be basically this, but it's actually more so this. Maybe, I mean, one solution, there's a few solutions. We could take this section right here and put it up here. then it doesn't matter if, because what I was thinking is the modal would open automatically. So I click the link and I'm invited. Okay, so I'm invited. I click the link. I download the app. I finish onboarding, and I'm right here.
So it would bring you into the topic, it would bring you into the chat, into the topic after completing your onboarding.
Yeah.
Um, maybe we can try it with the. I can try it with the user action queue and see if that might be compatible here.
Okay.
That's like the system that we use for bringing you to like friend connects or bringing you to business profiles after onboarding.
And
I
maybe
wonder.
I'm just looking, thinking out loud, but maybe this section comes like right here and be more visible, or even like underneath it. Maybe we'd have to design it, but it's hard for people to see this section. It's just not, it's not a great design. It needs to be improved. So sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. What were you saying?
I was just saying we bring them into here. I don't think I was saying anything.
Okay, bring them into the topic, into the event. Can we bring, this is probably a front end question, but have the modal up for the first time?
Yeah, that would be front end.
Ismail, are you back yet? Okay, Ismail's not back yet. We'll ask him when he comes back. Well, one way or another, we gotta solve this because it's been an ongoing thing. Because, like you're saying, people are just typing RSVP. I'd rather it be no one ever do that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, which I think we can
Oh,
get.
there's also some herd mentality event to it. Is they see one person doing it, and the next thing you know, everybody's doing it.
True.
Like, oh, did I do it right? And next thing you
Yeah.
know, people that are almost already RSVP'd start typing it.
Yeah. But if
Because
this was
that's
more,
what I've seen this weekend.
yeah. But if this was more clear, that wouldn't happen. There's just a lot on the screen, so it's like your eye doesn't go to it immediately.
Mm-hmm.
But if it was like here or here, or even within the chat input, like what if it was? I mean, I don't love it, but like if it was like inside of it, I don't know. Okay, so well, as far as navigating to the topic, what's our, where do we stand? Can we send an invite to somebody or have them click a link in someone's Instagram bio and onboard the app, download onboard, and then be here?
That's. Let me see if I can test that with a action queue real quick. Let's see. Nice. Okay, I think the action queue actually worked, but I don't know what it would do during onboarding now. But I think it
What's
just
okay? What's an action queue?
it's like a way we can trigger up an automatic redirect when you open the app.
Okay.
And yeah, it actually worked. I opened the app and it brought me right into the topic. Now the card wasn't open because that isn't coded yet, but it
Yeah.
did bring me to the topic. So what we'd have to test next is let me get out of the let me log out of the app. So sign out. And then I'm going to trigger the action queue, but I'm not signed in, but I'm going to onboard now.
Okay.
Give me a second. Enter my phone number. Now this is where I'm concerned. Let's see. Welcome to Circles.
While you're doing that, I got a question for Amin. Amin, what if we wanted to use that link and bring them to the topic, but bring them to the very top? So, like, this is the bottom, obviously, like all this chat. But for the first time, bring them here because that's where the real information is. Didn't-
Yes, this can be done. Like I know, like we can either scroll to the user to the top of the list or to the bottom of the list. So
Is
we
that
can do this.
current or with only the new architecture?
No, no, with the current,
Okay. Okay.
it's possible. Um,
Okay. So
eh,
that would be an improvement.
yeah. I just like I'm thinking, whether do we need the backend to include something in the link? Maybe yes, so we can know if this link has like a flag or something, so we can depend on it to
Okay. I
trigger
guess it
this.
would be basically any event that you came in from a link, because
Okay.
every event has it at the top because it couldn't be created without it being at the top. So every event is the same situation. They're always at the top.
I mean, yeah, if we want to do every event link, then yeah, we can do that. Do it.
Okay. What about if it was only the first time they arrive? Is that
Yeah,
probably be
yeah,
actually?
that's what I was asking about. Do we like every time, or like the backend will let us know to do this or not to do this, like to through the logic or not?
I mean,
I
we
mean,
could have, if we wanted to update the universal link to have like expand card,
Yeah, that's what I was asking about. Like,
um, we could update that link to include the expand card logic. Now,
when you say expand card, you mean like the more button is hit?
yeah,
no,
yeah, that's what I was
this
saying.
one.
Yeah, he
Uh,
was talking about this modal.
So
I mean, it doesn't like for me the front end. We can do both. It's just like how we gonna know which logic to do. You know, I will rely. We will need backend to let us know which logic to trigger. Open the model or scroll to top. Like both of this from the front end is possible. It just we need to know.
open opening the modal is going to be much more efficient than scrolling the top on a topic that could potentially have hundreds of messages.
Hmm.
That is true.
Okay. Then we probably should switch this with this. So because otherwise it could be off the buttons could be off the screen, and it's still as a new user. So like that one wasn't a good example because it's short, but one of these longer ones, so you don't even see the buttons. So you'd have to know to scroll, which not everyone would get it. So that maybe is a design change. We would put the buttons. Dang, look at this one had over 1,000 people mark themselves going.
Was this the reunion or is this the other one?
This was a different one on July 1st.
Oh, okay, yeah, that was a big one.
Yeah, that's incredible. So you can see how popular this is. That's why I'm wanting to focus on everything around this. um, so it's flawless. So yeah, okay. So opening the modal is optimal. And because it's from a link, we would know to do it just the first time, right? like, or not the, I should say, not the first time, but only when you come through the link, not just anytime I come to the chat, like, not just anytime I tap here, right? Unless we wanted to do that, like, so you'd have to clear this out of the way every time. No, I don't like that. We actually talked about that months ago as an option, but I don't like that idea. So it would only be if you come through the link, then this would be here, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Jerry, you would include like a expand card or
I go
like
to
a flag link.
yeah, or like show info. We'll figure out a name, but yeah.
Okay.
And that would be like I would hope it would come from like the action queue. However, I just tested onboarding, and it did not navigate me into the chat after I finished my onboarding. It brought me to like start the convo. Um,
Hmm.
and then after I cleared my start to convo, it just didn't do anything until I reloaded the app. And then when I reloaded the app, then it brought me into the topic. We're like so close.
Okay. Yeah. Good point. How do we deal with that? I mean, I guess this, it shouldn't, start the combo should not override that link.
Can you repeat that? Like start convo?
We should not, we should skip start the combo. If someone comes in through a universal link for an invite to an event, we just avoid start the combo.
Okay. I have to think about it a little bit.
Could that be a backend?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to think about it because I have to see the start convo
Well,
implementation.
I don't think start to convo is actually overriding it though. I don't think it's being overwritten by start to convo. I think it's that following onboarding, we're not checking the user action queue query. I know we check it to see if there's like a place profile to favorite, but
Hmm.
not after you finish onboarding for something like this, what we're trying to implement now.
Oh, I see. So if we just do the check,
Ooh, what if we send them a push notification after they onboarded? And it's something like looking for event name RSVP here. They tap it and brings you there.
a notification like after they onboarded.
Yeah.
I mean,
That
a
would,
toast maybe, but
that would rely. Yeah, that would rely on them turning on push. It's not.
yeah, but a toast, but it's still, what do we? Why are we doing a toast? Like, why would we want it?
Well, I was not even saying a toast. I was saying a push notification because that would be a link that they could click that would bring them into the topic.
But they already clicked the link to get into the app in the first place.
Right. I understand. I understand that logic. I was just trying to see if it was something that we could roll out right now without any changes. But
Nice.
regardless, it sounds like there's changes that need to be made.
Yeah. Okay. So, but you go back to the check. You said maybe we're simply not doing the check of the action queue. Is that what you
Yes.
said?
Yeah. Following. I mean, even we can do it after to start the convo, or like after we would check for start the convo.
So does that make sense? I mean, like, um,
I'm just like, yeah. Before that, like we do start convo after onboarding, so
yeah.
I'm not really sure how this goes in here.
But is there a check that it does, like to see? I mean, it must be right to see who to start
Yeah,
the convo with.
that's after like the phone verification.
Right. That comes from registered user.
Yeah.
Okay.
So at that point there, we know if there is a start convo or not. And if there is, that's all onboarding. We take the user to the start convo. So I'm not sure how this has anything to do with events.
Jerry, can we use that process to tell the front end, don't do start the convo, take the user to the topic immediately?
Yeah, I mean it's logic that we could like we do some cases where we null out like the inviter key and that skips to start the convo, but I think the app still has to check for the action queue after onboarding regardless.
Okay, so So we
Okay,
use
so
these-
for the front end, I would do nothing during onboarding, just like because like there is already the logic for the user action queue there, so it should be all sorted out by default. No?
Wait,
what we don't want is the start the combo interrupting. We want it to just skip it if they got invited to an event and they tap the link.
Yeah, but like Jay just said, like he's gonna null out the inviter key.
yeah, but that doesn't actually do anything for navigating you into the topic. I still think a manual check has to be done in the app. Well, not like manual by the user, but manual in the code.
I mean, yeah, I just like need to know, um, because like for all of this would depend on the backend for. I just like need to know what the type of information be looking for and when, and we can do it right now. We check for the start convo after the phone verification, so we're not gonna do it now. There, if there is like a user action queue, like because like we do both of them there, like after like in that register mutation,
Mhm.
there's like, yeah, there's like we get the inviter if there's inviter, and also like we call the action queue to see
Mhm.
if it's an action queue. So we handle both of that right now. Um so I need to know.
So the action queue, I know you do it when you're right now. I believe you're just checking to see if it's a place profile,
Yep,
and then you like interrupt onboarding to navigate them to that profile to favorite it.
yep.
So this would be you would fetch the action queue and you would get a chat link. And it's
Mm-hmm.
like if you got that chat link, you would have to skip the start to convo and instead navigate them to that chat link.
Okay. Yeah, I can do that.
Okay.
Okay, you can do it. Okay, great. So um, wi- that'll take you to the topic without start the combo, right?
Yeah,
Okay,
do that. Yeah.
kind of a little style issue here. I never noticed. Just take a note of that. Anyway, so l- let's talk about a couple other things around this. So it brings you with the modal up. I still actually don't love this solution right here because even if we move those buttons up, they still could be below, like out of sight on a smaller phone. I'm on a big phone because that's a big image. Um, what about this being the welcome message? So instead of scrolling, so two possibilities: scrolling to the top but not having to load all of the conversation. That's one possibility. So if I did scroll this way, it would paginate. That's one possibility. Or this is a welcome message at the bottom. What's better? What do you guys think?
Run choices again.
Um, Scrolled all the way to the top of the event. So like here's this is look at all this chat that was in
I
here.
don't. We should not scroll to the top of the event.
Well, I
that's
was
not
gonna say not load all the data. Like I'd have to paginate to go down. Is that possible?
you'd have to paginate. Yeah, you're gonna have to paginate for all this.
Yeah. Now, would that be better than, or probably the better solution is just this is the welcome message when I first arrive from my link
Why
into
would why would the message not just be to expand that drawer from the bottom? Like when you hit
that's what I was saying earlier. This is not a great solution because on a smaller phone, I still might not see these buttons.
then I almost feel like we need some navigation or something in there. Um, because But think about it too. Is it worthwhile to put them? Um, is it worthwhile to show them a tutorial if they're going to become repeat users that keep coming back into the app for events that these venues are hosting?
Yeah.
So if we teach them how to do it right through
Could I
these
have another? Okay, so I could have another welcome message with it, like a text one, like we already do that. So like it could say, mark yourself going to RSVP.
like we're doing a welcome message in the chats.
Yeah.
I still think that no, I think that's still complicating it a bit
Okay.
with how the welcome messages are set up. I think it's a topic. I almost want to show them a tutorial of how to RSVP. I understand the card is compact compared to like where that is.
Not if it's this one.
Hmm. Maybe we can show them a condensed card if
Well,
they
that's
come in through the link.
that
Like
was the theory here.
yeah, like we can instead of instead of showing instead of showing that call instead of scrolling all the way up, I feel like that we can insert that because we have that from the event details. So we don't have to scroll to the top. We don't have to paginate to get to that message.
Hmm. You could put it at the bottom.
Um yeah, but I don't think it's as obvious. You see it, but like there's no call to action. There's
Yeah.
nothing there's nothing telling you this is you're getting close.
Yeah.
Have to hit this check mark now.
Okay. Let me think about that part of it. Let's start with making sure our links take us here. And sounds like actually I don't remember. Where did we leave off? Does
Yep.
Amin have to still do some front end work?
Yes, we're gonna have to do front end work, but it's gonna also we're good up until the point that you're inside the topic. Once you're inside the topic, now is what do we do? Do we show them a special card? Do we expand the drawer for the details? But we're good up until, and there's one other thing after that is for the action queue. Amin has to do the action queue item
Yeah.
that
Okay.
would
So yeah, it's not like starting today. We can send an invite link to an event and they'll show up in this topic for the event. That's not ready yet.
no, not yet.
Okay.
Close. Close.
So
And we don't think or don't like or it's not a good idea to use a welcome message when arriving in the topic.
that's the easy that's we could do that right away.
Right. Like if it was a
At the
link
very
that said
least,
tap
if
here to
it's a,
RSVP and
yeah,
it takes
tap
you
above.
into that. Yeah, tap here to RSVP and it opens up the card.
Well, tap here doesn't mean anything because what does here mean if it's in a message?
Yeah.
So the link.
No,
Tap this link.
Yeah, we
you're
don't have a
already
link that can do that. We don't have a link you can press that opens the card.
you'd be in the conversation. So we would say tap above where it says event details and RSVP.
Okay. Well, I feel like when there's a link, and if someone said tap this link to go to this website, you would know to tap the link to go to the website.
Yeah, that's what got them here. They tapped a link
I-
and they got here.
No, I understand. I understand.
Right. So they
I
tap
do- I
you invite
appreciate
them, says, tap the link and go RSVP. So now they're here. And there would be a welcome message here that would say tap above.
Uh-huh.
What link would you be talking about? Where are we going to link them to? They're already here. So
Well,
even if
yeah, I was thinking.
even if it
yeah.
opened this, hold on. If even it opened this, even that's still not clear.
Yeah, I gotcha.
So it has to describe tap on event details and above, and then mark yourself going
Yeah.
going in quotation marks. Or we could even say not going, maybe going, so that's even more clear. So
Mm-hmm.
that, but we'll get to
Sure.
that point. First step, Jerry, what does a mean need to do to get them here?
Action queue after onboarding, bring them into the topic after they finish their onboarding. I would say instead of start the convo.
Okay.
Okay. So yeah, I
I
would
can send you
send
an
me.
example of what the link would look like.
Yeah, I would do that.
So
And I mean, what were you about to say?
Yeah, I would do that when he sent me the link. Then I would know what to expect, and after onboarding, take the user here instead of the
Okay.
start if there is any.
Okay. And then Todd, I want you to work with them on the final touches, testing and making sure it works in the various scenarios that we engage
Yeah.
in.
Yep, for sure.
Okay. So are there other when it comes to just inviting people to topics, Jerry? So it doesn't have to necessarily be an event, but once this occurs, once you guys do this, are we able to invite people to any topic from whether they're in the app, whether they're not in the app, whether it's a push notification or what have you?
that's the plan.
That's okay. That's what will happen.
Mhm.
Okay. Okay, great. And we won't have the start the combo won't interfere with that.
Yep. And that's what I put in my note.
Okay. And it already doesn't occur if they come from I thought we made a special occasion for this right? Like the start the combo doesn't happen if you get invited by Bar West.
Correct.
Okay. But you said you saw it, but that was because it was a different invite tour.
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha. Okay. But we'll make it just any inviter. If you tap that link, brings you right into the topic without a start the combo.
Yep.
Okay. Okay. I feel like there's probably some edge cases like where because we had a lot of logic around that start the combo that I hope doesn't have an unintended consequence for us. But Amin would know know best on that. If a start the combo is going to get in the way. But anyway, is there anything more to this?
I think it's just matter of fact of what happens when once we get to the topic. I think that's what's open to discussion.
Yeah. And what we can do immediately, and this isn't necessarily the long term solution, but what we can do immediately is have a welcome message right here. Right.
I don't have welcome messages set up for topics.
Okay. Okay. Could we?
Right now I don't think it would work as reliably as it works in groups because right now we only track when somebody opens a chat thread, like a group, and not a topic.
Huh.
I don't think we can insert that in reliably.
Okay. Dang. Okay. Then
I would recommend just do it the right way, like we're planning right now.
yeah. So have this open.
Yeah, have that open or whatever we want to do. I know you're saying that isn't ideal for people who put big descriptions.
Well, yeah, I can fix it to an
But
extent.
you could even have like if we were to have like a guided tutorial or something, we could have it like scroll to the bottom even automatically.
We could. Let's start with getting if I think getting them here is a huge advantage over what we have.
Mhm.
So it'll sort out quite a few. I mean, you saw over 1,000 people park
Mhm.
themselves going to that event. So it's not like people aren't figuring out, but this will help with a big percentage of the ones who aren't. It won't we can do 100%, but then we'll probably do something like this with the buttons in every spot. But let's go one step at a time here
Mhm.
and get them here.
Because
Um,
yeah, because what I would like to see prevented in the end is just a whole train of RSVP that ends up in the chat. Like not like I want them to actually RSVP.
yeah,
I'm
you mean people
talking
not
about
type the
the
word.
people typing the message like RSVP.
Yeah, we will get there.
Right.
I'm sure. I think opening this modal. So, I mean, can you make it to where it opens the modal also when they get here? From the link. Only from the link.
Yeah. If
Okay.
that link has that flag, Jerry, then yeah.
Yeah.
Make it.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay,
Already
cool.
sent him the info for that, John.
Okay, perfect. Um, I have more issues on this screen. Ismail, are you back?
Yeah.
Okay, I thought we solved this. Like, look how the name here is like there's no name.
I looked up that. That's like a backend issue.
I see.
I
And
thought y'all said it wasn't back end. I thought you said it was front end.
Remember, like I was saying something. Looked up. It returns a null for creator.
Oh yeah, okay. I see your message now.
there's an additional issue. Let me get the details, but the image will match the last person who messaged in the chat. So like this is Tori here, but like it's changed. It'll change depending on who messages, I think. Let me Tori, can you describe that again? What was happening here?
Mm,
On an event, you were saying the image and the name was changing.
Yeah, so whoever messaged last, it would, so for instance, Bar West messaged last, it would then say Bar West, like show Bar West's photo.
Yeah, and it wasn't 100% of the time, but it was definitely happening.
Yeah.
I I was able to reproduce it. Reproduced. Yeah, that I'm
Okay.
not sure why it's doing that. I
Okay.
don't think that would be back end.
Hopefully it is. We can solve it today. But
Mm.
will you investigate that?
Yep.
Okay. So the name thing, you know what that is? Why it's not showing the name?
But yeah, that's part of it. I'll see what's going on.
Okay. Let's make that one a high priority because it is a weird one.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so we'll leave that there. Okay, so now, Amit, I have some questions for you. And Jerry, you probably would have to help on this too, but let me wait till you're done with your notes. Are you
Yes, John.
okay? But hold on, Amit.
I already got it from Amin, so
Okay, so let's move on to what I sent Amit something over the weekend. And let me just describe it real quick. So when Daniel uploads these photos, he can do 10 at a time. Great.
oh, like grouping the push notifications.
Yeah, problem is
We, we merged at PR this morning.
okay. Yeah, every single one had its own.
Yeah, let's try it on QA. We
Okay. So
we
now
merged.
what would the notification say?
So it will tell you 10 attachment. Like if you send, how many photo you will upload at a time, it will tell
Yeah.
you.
Okay. So saying 10 attachment isn't very appealing. I'd
Mhm.
like it to say 10 club photos. But only for this topic. So
Oh.
this like because we have designated ones, right? Like this one is they're special. We already have a flag on this one and also on this one, right? So there's already a special designation.
It would have to be a little more special, I think.
Okay.
But I don't think it's not unattainable. Just know that if we try to set up something like this, like it would have to be another kind of manual adjustment.
Manual.
Like like manually flagging that topic.
Topic, if we
club
need to check
photos
with that
instead of
topic.
instead of saying attachments.
Okay. Well, what kind of performance issue?
Oh, it wouldn't be a performance at all. No.
Okay, cool.
We're just statically flagging. Yeah.
Okay, I have more questions. So Daniel, let's say Daniel uploaded 25 pictures. He had to do 10 at a time. So that
Mhm.
would be 3 different times.
Mhm.
Can we batch them to say Daniel uploaded 25 club photos, all just one notification? We'd have to put a delay,
Yeah, it would be with a delay.
which we do for reactions, right?
Yeah.
Ahmed, are you able to do that?
Yeah, I can do it, but like only if Daniel, any user specific, like same kind of behavior inside this group for each user.
Sorry, repeat that.
So like it will be user specific, like only Dan. It will be appropriate with Daniel or with other also user. Like suppose.
Well, we could do it per specific user, but that's gonna be more work. I prefer it to be more automated so that if somebody does 10,
Mm.
we wait a little while. Or we just wait in general, like we do with reactions. How long is the
Yes,
delay on a reaction?
10 second, 10 second or 3 second. Let me check.
That seems a bit short for what you're trying to accomplish.
Yeah, we would need more time here.
Yeah.
But let's say we did it. Let's say we waited 2 minutes. Let's just say,
Mm.
could we wait 2 minutes only for this topic, and only for multimedia, not chat? Like people
Yeah.
are obviously talking in here.
Hmm.
Can we do that?
Yeah, we can do it.
Okay. Okay, great.
Yeah,
And
we got to test it. We're gonna have to test it in QA, but yeah, it seems very
yeah,
good.
and this will be another one. Todd will be the ultimate sign off on all of it working perfectly. Once we agree on how we're going to do this, then obviously you got to implement it, and then you got to test it and probably tweak it. First draft usually needs tweaking, but that's where I want Todd to see this through with you guys, see the final touches, that it works flawlessly every time. There's a little more to it. So here, the last part of it is that, okay, I said Daniel sent 25 images, but a lot of people don't know who Daniel is. So I'd like the header of the notification to, instead of being read as Daniel, it says Bar West Midtown, or in this case, the guest list 916.
Which it says that in the notification.
That's true.
Daniel, then the group name.
It is different for iOS and Android, because iOS has like a header, a subheader, and then a body, where Android just has the header and the body. And Todd, remind me, did yours say Daniel or Bar West Midtown?
I'm sorry, it broke up for me. What was that?
On Android, did the notification say Daniel or Bar West Midtown sent the photos?
Let me see if I still have them. I'm pretty sure it said Daniel.
Did you take a screenshot?
I think I did. Let me check.
I have a screenshot on my end.
Let me check here. I hope I did.
So here's what it looks like on iPhone. Now, remember I said there's header, subheader. So on ours, we could get rid of this on iPhone, I should say. And then instead of one attachment, it would say, 27, it's about 27 club photos.
I don't have a screenshot. Let me test it real quick.
You don't have any of those notifications still in your lock screen?
I'm looking right now. It's so many. Give me a second. I'm sorry.
Okay. So while he's doing that, Amit, what does it take to have this structured the way I have illustrated here?
Yeah, so we can do it like yeah, so like but like you will. So time should be 2 minutes, like you said, right? 2 minutes.
Yeah, why not? It's not like it's a real time thing anyway.
Mm.
So yeah, 2 minute delay.
Okay, yeah, I will do it easily, no problem. So currently in QA, it will say for like attachment 10 attachment, but I will modify it with the name of the. It should
Well,
Like it should say group name Burwest Midtown, correct?
Yep.
Yep. Okay.
And this is iPhone.
Ah.
So we'll talk about Android in a second, but what if a user just um, uploads one picture? Does that also have to be subject to the 2-minute delay?
So like we will deliver only like no like so like if you will do user specific, no, then it will not be.
Yeah, I don't want to
Okay.
do user specific because then I have to designate users and
So
people.
yeah, this group, yeah, it will wait for that. Then
Excuse me. Okay, so what if we made it like if it's 10 pictures, that's when we do the delay on the not like if it's less than 10,
Mm.
there's no delay.
okay, yeah, that can also be achievable. So we will
Okay.
do batching logic on based of the file size if it is more than 10.
Okay. Okay. Then that'll be better.
Okay. And one more thing, it should be sender will be the group name here for both Android and
Well,
iOS, correct?
well, yeah. I mean, the sender is Daniel, but we don't want to show Daniel. We want to show Bar West Midtown. So how best to accomplish that?
Mhm. So only in the case of attachment, right? Only in case of the photo, correct?
Yes.
Mm.
Um, this is tricky because if it's a user,
Mm.
that's very tricky. Sorry, I'm getting over a cold. What do we do in the case? How do we know the difference without designating the user?
Right, because any user could upload.
Yeah, and then do we not show their name? We just show Bar West Midtown, maybe
Maybe yeah, maybe so.
because they
Okay.
do have the name here.
Right.
John, what about like go to there that previous screenshot?
This.
Here where you have written something now. Like it should say first it will say Brevis Midtown, then after it will say Daniel sent user sent 10 attachment, 25 attachment, no group photos or 24 group photos, like something.
um,
Shared like Daniel sent or shared something we can write.
maybe we do need to designate the users. Because how would we distinguish between a user and a photographer? Huh. Well, I guess we could designate users. It's a little bit more um, tracking, more structure.
Manual.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if we have a list of, I mean, there should be a master list of photographers anyway
Mm.
that we have. If this is going to be a system we roll out nationwide, then we should have documentation that's updated for both parties. Like party one is the team managing the photographers. Party two is the app side of this, where the app should have, like in this case, we go to the Bar West photos.
Would it be a setting in manage members where you can make admins for certain things, and one could be a set? Eventually, one could be a setting for designating your designated photographer for your venue's group chat?
Perhaps. Are we doing a deployment, Jerry? You're on mute.
No, I did not see any deployment going on.
This happens periodically. Sorry. Is there a way to debug why this is happening? The circle trust not loading? Jerry, did Jerry step away?
I heard my name. Sorry, I'm warming up food.
That's okay. Oh yeah, sorry, I just saw your message. Um, are you doing a deployment or anything? Because see how the circle trust here isn't loading?
I'm not, but I can take down this timestamp and see what's going on. Let me see.
Okay. This keeps happening periodically.
Uh-huh.
Now let me try again. Still happening.
And
Or
see, I
this-
cached at that point because it's loading instantly for me.
Yeah, and it normally will. Like I have a feeling if I go to Aliana, it will oh no, it's it's stuck in some type of broken
Yeah.
something broke. Why?
I don't know. It's instant for me.
Yeah, no, I imagine if I, change stacks here
Mm-hmm.
on
Or
the
maybe
Discover feed.
it's cached like that now.
Oh, it's still not. I came from the Discover feed.
Mm-hmm. That shouldn't affect anything.
Oh, we still have this issue. I mean, did you ever get a chance to look at this one? I'm in build 72
No, I did not look into it.
because it's supposed to say trust tip up here.
This. Oh yeah, okay.
We had this problem a little while back. Wells worked on it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay. Add it to
Let's
my
see.
notes. Oh, okay.
Let's see. User get SOT.
Huh. Yeah, it's just not wanting to load Circle Trust.
That's interesting. I'm not even seeing the network calls.
Does that indicate a front end issue to you?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not even seeing the network calls coming from you, John.
So what broke it? I was in chat. I was in the Bar West photos. Um I tapped on one of these. I could try and recreate it.
Yeah, that's interesting. I'm not getting any network calls. And it's actually it's usually a really fast API call. It takes like
Yeah, now it's working fine, but I force closed the app. So this has been happening. Um, what could break that?
and I think the first step would be is figuring out how to reproduce it. Yeah.
It's really hard to reproduce because it's so intermittent. It rarely happens.
Are session replays fixed?
That was another question I was going to have for Amin. Did Sentry get back to you about that? They were looking into it.
Yeah, they told me they're looking into it, but like they didn't get back to me. It's been like 5 days ago since the last replay. So yeah.
Okay. Maybe send them a follow up.
We'll do, but like I think if they're like said they're working on it, they're gonna be looking into it.
Okay. Well, what could break the Circle Trust not loading. Like stop the API calls. Any thoughts?
Like Circle Trust is not loaded. Just
Well,
scans.
it wasn't for no matter who I went to until I force closed the app. But now it is.
Hmm. There's no idea. It could be something related to cache that's like something corrupted the cache there, so it's like breaking.
Hmm.
But I'm not really sure what it could be.
It persisted even when I went into like the Discover feed and went to other profiles through Discover feed. It was
Mm,
it was not just not loading for anybody.
Let me go check Symmetry and see if anything reported there. Like this is just today, or
It's happens periodically. I've seen it to happen to Tori. This happened to Danny the other day. It's just really rare.
Hmm.
I don't know how to reproduce it. I have no idea what I did. I mean, I didn't really do anything different.
Like let me see if I find like a session. Do you like remember when to look up a session replay in
Yeah, I'd say like 3 or 4 minutes ago.
3 or 4 months ago? Okay.
When Jerry comes back, Jerry's grabbing some food real quick, but when he comes back, he could tell you exactly.
All the replays here like an hour ago. I don't find. Let me see. Oh, yeah, here they. Which one are we using? The 916, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. And then back to our designated user situation.
Oh yeah, those session replays are black, but that's okay. Let me see if there's any errors attached to them.
Okay. And Jerry said he wasn't even seeing the API being called at all.
Hmm. I don't remember like we doing APIs band condition for
I'm back. I do see some requests in Sentry, but because the screen is black, I don't know if it were before it broke or after it broke.
Hmm. It would have been, I forced close the app. So all that navigating before that, you could kind of trace backwards and see where it stopped. I was in the chat and then went to a user profile.
I see you looked at Zane's. Was Zane's broken? I just got to
Um,
convert user keys to users. So I'm looking off of numbers and trying to see what I can make out of it.
Okay. I mean, when I first noticed it, it was when I clicked on Daniels.
Right. I just got to know what Daniel's user key is. It's
Oh,
see. I got to like go through and okay, yeah. Yeah, I found the query for Daniel's. It was like I see Daniel and then I see Zane, which I don't think if I remember right, you went to Zane's after.
I think I did go to Zane's next.
Yeah, and it was broken and then
No, actually, I went to Aliana's next.
okay, and I see you went to Daniel's and that was broken. And then
You
you
went,
went
yeah,
to
I went Daniel and then Aliana.
hmm, I don't know if I see that in the replay. I just see a lot of requests, like they're all requesting Daniels for what I see from these logs. Yeah, they're all I only see Daniel and Zane, so maybe it's not making a request. It's hard to piece it together. The screen is black, so